Amazing, my beautiful people, gents and ladies. How can we know unless someone explains to us? And as always, we gather information that you want to know from the quarter that you never reach, because we're here for you to make sure that you get and you're informed. And today, Tukonam Bazumoja is doing a very good job within our communities, and he really inspires very many people, and he has inspired very many people. And whatever he's doing is so key in our community. And today, we just want to have a conversation with him after one. Tunasaidianaje kwa hii maisha, but it's so amazing to have you around, man.
Thank you.
Yes, how are you? Introduce yourself, tell them who you are and what you're doing at the moment. Don't mention what you're doing at work, mention about you. Yes.
Yes, hello guys. My name is Michael Ida. I run a project that is called Mike on Menstruation, and it simply support girls with the sanitary towels, and we focus more about menstruation in the community and making menstruation to be something normal.
You say don't whisper, say it louder, but you're whispering on the camera. Aje tena.
That's
Are you afraid of the microphone?
No, that's not whispering. Like okay, as the hashtag says, like don't whisper, say it loud. Like simply, mic on menstruation means let's talk loud about menstruation. Like menstruation is something that most of the people fear to talk about, and it's normal. It's normal. It's not a curse. It's not a taboo. It's normal. So we should speak loud about it.
What's your story, man? What inspired you to come up with such a thing? Because most men don't think about that, man.
Yeah, I know that's a very tricky question, and most of the people will love to see, like, or to know how is it like Michael is doing about menstruation. So first of all, when I started this group, I've seen a lot of girls in the community who are suffering, not only in terms of menstruation or menstruation poverty, but in many ways. And from my story, my sister was defiled in 2019, and from that I said, like, I'm going to take an initiative that I'm going to stand up with the girls. Like, we should support girls, because most of the time we say, like, men or boys are the perpetrator, are the ones who are making girls to suffer. So I said I will start small. And how small will I start? By providing sanitary towels to the girls. We see it as something small, it's not that big, but what we need to know, like, the small things matters a lot. And with me providing these sanitary towels to the girls, it gives them a smile. You know, you see, like, if, for example, you give me 50 bob, now I'll say, like, what's this? But to me, I know how much this 50 bob will help me. So supporting a girl with a sanitary towel, first will keep this girl from bad company. Like, this girl will not go out to look for sanitary towel. Because according to the data that is there right now in Kenya, most of the girls are exchanging their body in order to get pad, and it's not a good news. And also, according to statistics, we see like 65% of women, mostly in Kenya, they don't have access to sanitary towels.
65%.
65%.
That's 65% of women in Kenya.
Yes.
So does it mean only women in towns and cities will get the sanitary towels, but the women within these other areas don't get sanitary towels?
I think according to these statistics, it's mostly the women in areas out of town. Because in town,
those are villages.
Yeah, in the villages. In town, it's easy to get sanitary towels, but in the areas like in the slums, like, you have to sacrifice
something for you to get a towel.
Yeah, for example, if you need a sanitary towel, right now they're very much expensive. The cheapest sanitary towel will go for around 65. For that 65,
that's one pack.
Yeah, for that 65 in a family, maybe in the slum, this 65 can take them, can give them a meal for 2 days.
For 2 days.
Yeah, because you can have, for example, skuma 20 bob and nyanya 10. That's 30. That's already a meal. So you will be like, should I get a sanitary towel or I get food?
I'm sorry for the experience that you just mentioned. I don't want us to get deeper into that. I'm here to ask you a question. And women who are listening to this, how does it feel for you to be without a sanitary towel? And how does it feel for you to know someone who doesn't have a sanitary towel and they are surviving? How does it feel? It's a question to you, and I would like to hear from you. He says statistics gives that 60% of women in this country don't get sanitary towels.
Yeah.
So that means 40% of them are getting it, and the 40% are the working, those who are working and within the towns and cities setting. Let me talk about urban areas. So for those who are in the villages, they're not really getting the sanitary towels. How do they survive? It's a question we need to ask, but you might not be in a position to answer me that. Someone else might be in a position to answer me that.
But according to the research I've done, like most of the people in the village, they use things that are not hygienic to their body. In some of the part of, let's say like in Marsabit, when you are on your period, they force you to go and sit somewhere under a tree, like just naked in the soil, so that at least your blood will go to the soil, and it's not healthy at all. In some of the community, they have something like a skin, that a goat skin that they make, and it's not personal. It's like for the community. You share. Like if right now I'm on my period, I will use. Then later, if someone else want to use, it goes.
They wash it.
Actually, they don't wash it. You just dry it like that, and it can bring a lot of infection. And also in some of the areas in the slum, they use clothes, dirty clothes, sponge. It's not healthy at all. It brings a lot of infection, a lot of bacteria, and that's when we hear like girls are suffering from UTIs or any infection. And that place is very sensible. Like any small mistake, you will suffer.
Micromenstruation. I've seen you carry out some of these sanitary towels, some sanitary pads distribution within the communities. Would you like to know, how's the reception from the community? Like, this is a man doing it. How do the community receive you? Okay, do they accept it, or they have a problem with you as a man trying to solve women problem? Because they're that way. Buda, hii ni story wanawake, wanaume wazi kuongelelea. And this is morely in most of the communities that we came from, or villages where we came from. How do they receive you?
It's a big challenge, a very big challenge, and it's not easy, especially when they see me like doing things about menstruation, like that. This is shameful. You're a man, you're not supposed to do something like
Someone has ever told you that?
Yes.
Who? Can you mention that person already? It's unsafe for them.
I can't mention them, but this person was well learned, but I was like, how are you telling me this is shameful? And also another day while I was in town, I was carrying a box of sanitary towel. This man approached me and said, boss, isn't me to the madam, mbona unabeba tu hivyo? And I was like,
They thought you joined the other league.
yes.
But the other league don't use those. The other league don't use those things.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys. But I'm not sorry.
So it's not something that the community has accepted. Like, this needs to be, it's normal. And if you see the word menstruation, it starts with men. There is men there.
Is that philosophy or that's what it means?
Yeah. So if men take up the initiative of saying menstruation is normal and we need to talk about menstruation, then we are going to end something that is called period shame.
And stigmatization.
Yes. Actually, for my group, like, I don't focus on just giving the sanitary towel. Because we can give sanitary towel daily, but if we don't talk about menstruation, then we are not ending the period shame. So we need to talk about menstruation so that it will be something normal. And when it becomes normal, even girls accessing sanitary towel, it will be easy.
Because men will be proactive in providing those sanitary towels.
Yes, maybe I will challenge you. Let's take an example. In a family, you have a daughter, and the mother, she's not around, and this girl has started her period. Who do you expect, like, the girl to go and approach and say, like, this and this is happening? Who will guide her? If you say you're a man, you will not guide her, then definitely she will go out.
Men will say we'll bring books that talks about the okay, can you kindly read about this? Or do nowadays you have everything on YouTube, yeah? Do a YouTube thing and say, okay, can you watch this? And then
But
that should be formed from that.
It's in a village.
Hey.
Talk about
Gori kidogo sana, but me personally, I will teach my daughter on what's supposed to be done.
That's very good, but if you assume na wache mtu mwingine amfunze, he will go to someone strange and he will be like, let's do it practical. And by practical, it can lead to something else.
Have you ever experienced such a story?
I met a girl in Madare, and she was telling me there was a time she went to the uncle, and the uncle was like, if you want me to teach you about this, then you have to sleep with me, and you sleeping with me will actually end the bleeding. And
because she'll get pregnant. Okay, I'm sorry.
She was just trying to misinform this girl, like, this is what, if you want, like, you not to bleed, just sleep with me. And it's not in that case only, we have a lot of cases. If you just do a thorough research in the community, most of the girls, even they are afraid to speak of the experience that they face.
Guys, I want to hear you speak about this, and if you have such a story that you like to share, you call us. We'll come wherever you are, and we will share that story. We want people to get informed and want people to get the right information on what's happening. Men, this is a question I'm asking. How do we come in to help our girls, our sisters? How do we come in to help our daughters? How do we come in to help women on this matter? Because that is a GBV, yeah?
Yeah. And it's a very bad thing in the community. It's just the same way you as a dad, you'll sit down and talk to your girl and tell her, like, don't do this with the boys, this and this is what will happen. Take the same initiative. Tell her this is how menstruation is. Because to the girls, their first experience when they experience their menstruation, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I wish, like, the ladies who are watching right now can just tell us their first experience. How was it? So we need to take up that initiative, like, we keep it normal. We keep it normal. And yes, that we are going to save a lot of girls in the community.
There is a scripture in the Bible that says that older women should teach younger women. And why are women not proactive in this area to teach younger girls on what they should expect when these matters start happening to them, when this natural phenomenon start happening to them?
For the women, mostly they speak about menstruation. But now we need to take in a scenario where in a family, the mother is not there. It's only the father and the brother and the uncles. And in the village, they feel like talking about menstruation,
it's a taboo.
It's a very big taboo.
Unaongea tabia mbaya.
Yes.
Baba anaongeaje tabia mbaya na watoto.
Yes. So in the village, they will be like, no, we can't talk about this. It only happens in town where the family will talk to the girls like, this is what happens when you experience your menstruation. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. So I can say it's not more than 20% of women, like, they talk to their girls about menstruation.
So you mean there are mothers who are even afraid of talking to their daughters
Yes.
about menstruation?
Yes.
And who do they expect to take their daughters through that if they can't talk about it?
I always say like this: if parents are afraid to talk about menstruation to their kids, then definitely someone else will do in a bad way.
The talking.
Yeah, and it will bring a bad result. But if you're open to your child, if you're supposed to be open in everything, the same way they will tell you don't do sex, tell her also when you experience your menstruation, this and this is what you're supposed to do. Because if they go out there is thing boys say like, when you are on your menstruation and we have sex, you'll not get pregnant, you'll be okay. That's misinformation. And if this is what these girls will go for, then we'll see the results.
But the mothers who even don't understand all these things, they don't understand. Now, what will they say when they don't understand anything?
That's why I'm taking up the initiative of saying, let's talk loud about
And
menstruation.
that's why I asked her the same question. What is the reception in the community? Are parents welcoming these things? Are women welcoming these things? Are men welcoming these things and saying, okay, Michael, teach us about this so that we can go teach our children? How can I know unless someone explains to them?
Yes. For now, I can say the approach in the community is very good, but where I feel the approach is not that good, it's mostly in our centers of worship. The centers of worship.
What we call churches.
Yes, the churches, the mosque. It's very hard for them to talk about menstruation.
Why? What do you think? What makes it so hard?
They say it's unclean.
How?
It's unclean.
How?
That's how most of the people say. It's for example, if you ask a boy right now, like, what's menstruation? They say ni ile uchafu wasichana huwa wanatoa every month.
Michael, you know you're not a pastor. If you were a pastor, I would have asked you a question. So continue.
Yeah.
But are you a church leader?
Yeah, I'm a church
So
leader.
women should not come to church when they are on their periods because they are unclean.
No, I don't support that.
But that's what you just said. There are other men of God who say they are
yeah,
unclean.
I say like that's what they say, and they are afraid to talk about menstruation. They just say if you're on your menstruation, you are unclean. You're not supposed to come to the church. I don't want to go deep into the Bible.
Okay, I don't want to ask you. Questions are here, but I don't want to ask you all those questions because I know you might not. We will ask someone else all those questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we are in a position like we just talk about it everywhere, then it will be good.
On the streets, in the churches.
Yeah, because in the street, like, I've never seen anyone like promoting like the sanitary towels in the street.
We can go do it now. What do you have? What do you have in mind?
Like,
hey girls, come here. We're gonna talk about sanitary menstruation hygiene, and this is what happens. And I was like, oh, are you mad?
You see, like, we have like a campaign for condom.
I've never seen one though.
You've never seen? We have condom day.
Where?
It's normally 13th of Feb. Before Valentine's is when we celebrate World Condoms
So you're
Day.
telling them kindly buy condoms and go use them tomorrow.
You see, like, for example, now, like, condoms, they are free. Meaning, like, if condoms are free, then sanitary towels should also be free. Because sex is by choice, but menstruation,
It's not by choice.
it's not by choice.
It's something that is natural.
Yeah.
Whether you want it or not, it will happen.
Better we do like they sell condom, but they provide free sanitary towels.
So
It's
they're making the choice to be, they're promoting more of a choice than promoting what is what's natural.
Yes.
But that is normal. That is what human beings are doing at the moment. What is normal? What is normal? It's abnormal. But when you do what's abnormal, they will clear for it.
Then let's at least balance. If we have free condoms, let's have free sanitary towels. Then our girls will not be suffering. I'm sure if you go to the street, everywhere you'll get condom. Everywhere, in the public toilet, social halls, in the chief's office, you'll get condom. but where will you get free sanitary towels?
Hey guys, this is to the government and every administration within every area that we're getting ourselves in, and this is it's a call, and as Michael said, almost in every area of how do they call them? In toilets and all that you get condoms there. But why can we also have a dispense of sanitary towels, especially where women are like in toilets where women are and those other things? We also have sanitary towels for free. Yeah? So we're promoting their health in one or the other.
Yeah, actually, before the new government came in, they promised that we will be having free sanitary towels, but it has not yet been rolled out.
But they will tell you they rolled out. I think there was some news on the television where they said they're giving them for free in some of the schools.
Where? In schools, it's something that happens once in a while. Believe me, it's once in a while.
Another call to all women leaders. What do you think about this? Like, why can't you do table a motion in the parliament to make sure that sanitary towels are in each and every school for women? Yeah.
Yes.
Just make these girls comfortable and more stronger to carry out their issues and all that, because as you talked about menstruation shame, yes, it's happening in the school and all that, to those students who don't have money to buy them, and they wonder now, how do I go to class and this is my set at the moment.
For period shame, it's something big. I remember there is a case of a girl who committed suicide just because of period shame. That's a very bad news, very bad. This girl was in school. It was all over the news. The girl, she's called Judy. May her soul rest in peace. Like, when she experienced a menstruation while in school, the teacher was like, against it. Like, she was like, no, she was shaming the girl, and the girl went home like she was stressed and was like, this is not right, and she was afraid to go back to that school because of the shame she received from the teacher, and she chose to take her life. That's one of the cases that we know. What about the
many cases that are not reported?
Yes.
And okay, maybe they die and they don't say whatever happened.
Yes.
So this is one that was in the limelight, and people understood this, the reason to why this has happened over this. Okay, it's really so sad and to hear such a stories. I don't know what's happening around you. If you have a story again, you say, come, let's talk about it. How will people know unless someone explains to them? How will people know that things are happening unless we talk about them? So what are your projections, Michael? Like, what are your plans? What are you planning to do on this? We start walking on the streets talking about this thing. We carry them up. We walk from one city to another within Nairobi County. Go from Nairobi, go to the next county for people to know that this thing is normal.
Actually, what I'm planning to do is like, first, if we speak, let menstruation be normal. That's the first thing. Another thing, let's be in a position to support our girls with sanitary towel. Because if you go in the street and you just ask the girls their experience when they are on their menstruation, the news that you will hear, it's not a very good news. Not a very good news. Exchanging your body in order to get a sanitary towel, it's not good. Sleeping with a man in order to get a sanitary towel, it's not a good news at all. So we should have, like, in every place, there is something we call a bank pad. A bank pad is where you just go, get a pad, and it will be easy. In school, if we have like just something like a box where girls can just go and pick sanitary towels. Sometimes they say, if you are on your menstruation, go to the teacher. She will give you a sanitary towel. But the girls, maybe they are afraid. But if we just fix them in one position, then the girls will be able to take. And if boys know a lot about menstruation, then they will not be there laughing at girls when they are on their menstruation. No.
They will help.
They will help. Me as a man, if maybe I'm in town, then I see a lady has messed, I'm not supposed to be laughing. I should find a solution. Maybe get for her a pad, or maybe just inform her, excuse me, you've missed. You can do this and this. But laughing, it will not gain anything.
Michael, I think we should do an episode 2 on this, and try to get, let's do it in a community and try to get more information from the people in the community and all that. And because it's really touching to hear what people are going through there. There are some people who are in some places and they just assume it's a normal thing, so what? It's a normal thing, so what? But they don't know how other people are suffering, with the same normal and natural thing that is happening, and especially as you said, men. And I think the parliament and the government that is doing whatever doing should also come in handy to do this stuff and all that. So you have an event this next month.
Yeah, next month on 10th of June, I'm going to Nakuru.
How do you want people to partner with you?
Mostly my menstruation is a group that is supported with friends. There is no donor who is supporting this group. It's friends who just come together. And when you do something good, obvious your friends will support you. And I'm very thankful to all my friends for supporting me, for standing with me. Because I've faced a lot of challenge in this group. A lot of challenge. So it has not been easy. Even some of the people, like, they say it's a girl thing. You as a man talking about this, you are misleading ladies, or you are taking advantage to use ladies with your project. But they don't understand what is in the ground. Exactly how you say, how can we know unless
someone tells us, yeah, explains to us.
Yes. So if you are just comfortable somewhere and you don't go deep in the community to know what the community is facing, then you will not know. But if you engage yourself in the community, you'll get to understand more about the community. So we do deep research about the community. And my plan is not only to support the girls. It's my prayer that one day, because charity is always my passion. I love charity. I understand the background. I was raised up in Kibera, and I know what it means to lack something. Not only sanitary towel,
even
food, shelter, not going to school. I understand all this because I've been there. It's not that easy, and I can't say like right now I'm rich, that's why I'm doing all this thing. No.
But you look rich.
Yes, I'm rich with the blessings that I've received from God. Because without
unataka kuniambia ni God.
Yes, manze ni God. It's not that easy. Ni God, na I appreciate.
That is beautiful, guys. As he said, it's friends who stands with him in everything. Like, if you have 50 shillings, or if you can afford to buy just one pack of sanitary towel, like, I'll give his number. I'll do the number on the screen, and you can support him in any way, especially for this event that is happening on 10th of next month. That is in Nakuru. It's in a children's home. Let's all stand with these people. Let's all stand with our brothers and sisters and see how much better we can be. Remember, the community cannot be stronger if we don't stand up together to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the people in our communities. So it's all about me and you to get this stuff done the way it's supposed to be done, and all this is for the glory of God. If you have any idea, if you have anything that you want to bring on board, I think you can contact him and he will explain to you what's supposed to be done and how it's supposed to be done for you to be part of this. But it's a noble thing. From Kibra, we get Michael to the world. So Mike on Menstruation, don't do what?
Don't whisper, say it louder.
Say it louder, please. Don't do what?
Don't whisper, say it louder.
Don't whisper and say it louder, because it's natural and we should appreciate the God's creation. And that is one way of appreciating God's creation.
Yeah.
God bless you, keep you. See you same place, same time. How can we know unless someone explains to us?